Are you a fan of the NFL OT rule change?
Well, I think it's improved, Molly, but there's still a fundamental flaw to me, which is I think there's a great disservice for the team that goes first. So let's say Team A gets the ball and it's 4th and 8 at their own 25. They're going to punt the ball, obviously. However, if they score a touchdown when team number 2 gets the ball and it's the same 4th and 8 from their own 25, they're going to go for it, obviously, to keep the game alive. So we're always talking about fairness and making an equal playing field. The way the rule is currently constructed, there'll now be a premium to go second, and it's going to give the team that goes second a big advantage, and in fact, maybe a whole extra down than the first team that has it.
So I feel like, Mike, you've made my point. I expected to actually have to debate, but like the point is, it's not going to be perfect. They've changed the rule to try to satiate people like you who are complaining about 12 games in 12 seasons. Like, it's not a big sample size. It's not impacting who the champion is on most occasions. And frankly, like, we're reacting to quite possibly the best game in football history that we had last year. And it's not recency bias anymore. It's no longer hyperbole. We're far enough away to look at that Bills-Chiefs game and understand it was incredible. And how, in the offseason from that, we come back and say, hey, that wasn't good enough. Let's fix it. And then they try to fix it, and you come up with another problem with the fix. Like, we have to accept that overtime is not going to be perfect. It's going to be some version of football, which is fine. If you want it to be completely fair, then go to the college rule. Or go to a field goal kickoff, which my man Spencer Hall has been advocating for. Like, if you want it to be completely even, then have shootouts like you do in soccer. Let's just accept that it's not going to be fair. Stick with the old rules. Play some defense. If you can't stop them, maybe you need to get a weighted coin so you can win the coin toss. Like, the idea that we're going to chase some perfect overtime rule, it's not going to happen because, as Mike just demonstrated, no matter what you do, there's going to be a problem with it. And Rob agrees with me. I can see it in your face, right?
Well, listen, I like the fact that they changed the rule. I like that they kept the regular season games the way that they are, but they changed the rule in the playoffs, obviously because of last year in the Buffalo Bills, and they should have had another opportunity, yada, 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 yada. But at the end of the day, it comes down to money, too. It comes down to making sure that all these owners are happy. I guarantee because of that game, there's some owner like, we should have had another chance because if we would have made it to the Super Bowl, guess what? I'm richer. So at the end of the day, they want to make sure the fans are happy. They want to make sure the owners are happy. So let's try and adjust these rules to where everyone has a fair opportunity to score points. But at the end of the day, like Mike T said, the defense is always going to be trying to play with one hand tied behind their back. They took away that you can't touch within 5 yards. They increased the defensive holdings, the PIs. You know, a running back can run over a defender, but you can't put your head in it. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's all about the offense, about scoring points and keeping those seats happy.
Let me ask you guys
There
this.
is something very fundamental here, guys.
Go ahead, Mike T. You finish, and then I'll follow up.
Yeah, Molly, I was just going to put a ribbon on it. Just there is something very fundamental here, which was going back to that epic game that Dominique alluded to, which is if Buffalo had defended for 13 seconds, none of this would have happened. I mean, that is the context of what we're talking about. It was 13 seconds, and Patrick Mahomes still scored.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing I was just going to say, guys, and I was watching, I think it was on, NFL Live and then on Get Up. Marcus Spears was livid about this. And he was livid about it from the front that it diminishes the value of defense, the importance of defense once again. And I wanted to get your take on that, Rob.
Well, I still think the other team's defense, so say you're the first team that possesses the ball, you go down and you score. Well, then now it's up to us as the defense. All right, we scored offensively because my last game I played in against the Falcons, our offense got the ball. We won the toss. We got the ball. We drove it down. We scored. We won the game. Okay, yay. I was standing there really happy. But now we would have had to look at each other like, yo, we got to go and do this. We got to make a stop. And what Mike T was saying, yes, the rules are going to be different for that second team possessing the ball because first down, you're going to have 2 first downs or you're going to have 2 second downs. Fourth down plays like third down. So the team that possesses the ball second almost has the advantage. So if you win the toss in the playoffs, you might say, okay, give them the football, see what they do with it. If we score, we win. So, again, this is kind of changing philosophies, changing how you would play the game. It's going to be interesting to see how people move forward with this.
It seems like the second team is going to have an advantage. Like, no one's going to have an advantage. But I think I would respond to anyone who's saying that we need to change the overtime rule the same way I respond to my children when they talk about fairness. It's not fair is what they say. Well, life's not fair. Like, we're not ever going to make this a completely fair thing. And like I mentioned before, if you wanted to be completely fair, then make it a kickoff or the college rules. Like those, that seems fair to me. It may be a perversion of what football actually is, but it's actually closer to fairness. It's always going to be a different circumstance for the team that goes afterwards. And this, to me, reminds me of the offensive pass interference. Remember that Saints-Rams playoff game when we had an overreaction to admittedly terrible call. Then we instituted this review of offensive pass interference, and it was a scourge on the following season. Then they retracted it. And that was actually a reaction to a bad playoff result. This is a reaction to a good playoff result. So I always appreciate that the NFL is one of the leagues that is willing to change and it's kind of quick to test out new things. But this time, we had the greatest game we've ever seen. We all had a cigarette after we watched that game together as a country. It was fun. It was outstanding.
I don't even get that reference of the cigarette.
It's because it's like never mind. You're not getting me fired today, Molly. Somebody will tell you about
I don't get it. I've heard
break.
cigar. It's over my head, so I'm just letting you know on that one.
Someone will tell you during the commercial break. But the point is, why would we have to change something when we had such a great experience? We loved it. And our response is, it wasn't good enough? Like, I feel like the reaction is ridiculous. Let's just go back to the old playoff or the old overtime rules. Or, I mean, in the postseason, we can't have ties. But it's not crazy to have regular season ties. More football is not always a good thing, I think, is the fundamental basis for my argument. It's not always better to have more.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.